I can't believe I was watching a show about being in the office while being in the office. Like, I don't know, it's just like really dystopian. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. So today's video is the discipline series. So I got 9 things that I want to talk about to kind of get everything back in order, getting everything, disciplined and bringing it in, especially because we are starting the new semester. It is September, and as a teacher, I love September. It's like a fresh start. We're getting back to the grind. No more lounging on the beach. Kind of get September off to a good start because we love a disciplined moment. You guys know that I am extremely disciplined. I'm really good at it. That's my forte. And sometimes we all need just like a little friendly reminder. I think it's always good to have a little refresher. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Oh, the other thing is, comment down below if you agree or disagree with any of these points. Like, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear your take. These are all very small daily changes that anyone can do. Nothing big like start a company or quit your 9 to 5. None of that in this video. Very, very small, just small little soft daily changes that can make a really big impact. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay, so coming in at number 1, cutting out the alcohol. So I usually don't drink a lot of alcohol on the daily. I'm a social drinker. I have a very French way of living life, which is like, you should enjoy life. Like, life is about enjoying life's pleasures. So this is not going to be a tip where like, you should cut out alcohol. Like, if you don't like alcohol, fantastic. I actually really don't care for alcohol. The tip is not like, don't cut out alcohol if you like alcohol. But I just do think that like, if you are on a disciplined kick, I actually do think alcohol is just like really not good for you. It definitely makes you feel bloated. It makes you feel like sluggish, kind of makes your brain like foggy and not all put together. So I think that if you're trying to kind of like get back into the swing of things, it's time to stop drinking wine at night or having wine or alcohol with every single meal that you have when you go out. You definitely sub that in for a tea. You could maybe take up drinking matchas, having a coffee in the morning, although I don't know who drinks in the morning. Actually, that's not true. I do know. So we're not pulling a Cersei Lannister here. We're not walking around our palace with a glass of red wine. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and time for a quick little commercial break. So I want to say a big thank you to Ferial Rose for partnering with me for today's PR package segment. So they have kindly sent me a couple chains to try out and show you guys. So yeah, let's unbox this. I do have all of them listed down below. So that's what they look like. So many chains. So yeah, I'm like really excited. So the first chain that we have up is this one. It's a very beautiful Sean Dankra type of style chain. This is 8-inch. This is the lovely 8-inch. So let's go ahead and unbox that. So this is what the chain style looks up close. It's very like marine anchor style. And this is the length, and let's put it on with the purse now. So this is what the drop looks like, and I'll just put it on my shoulder so you guys can see. It fits beautifully under the crook of the arm, and this is great for people who are between 5'3" and 5'4". I am 5'3" for reference. I also wanted to mention that Ferial Rose is also Canadian owned, and as a fellow Canadian, I am super happy to support my fellow Canadian small businesses. So the next chain that we have up is this one. This is the oval style, and it has this clasp type. They have different clasp types, so you guys can definitely check out that. So go ahead and put this here, and this is great for putting across the body. The next one that we have is the 16-inch, and this one is in the oval chain. So that's what it looks like with this type of clasp. So let's go ahead and try that on. If you want to see what the chain difference looks like between the oval and the Marina Link, this is the difference. And the fourth and last one that we have is the 24-inch length, also in the oval type. This one has a little bit more of a drop. You can also put it over. So as usual, no pressure to buy anything, but if you were interested, here is my discount code Mignon15 for those of you who were interested, and if not, no worries. You guys supporting my channel is more than enough. Thanks. I want to give a big thanks to Ferial Rose for partnering with me I truly appreciate it. And yeah, let's continue on with today's regularly scheduled program. Okay, so coming in at number 2, so cut out the late night snacking. If you're on a discipline kick, I think this would be really good to kind of like cut out the snacking as a whole. But I think that there's times where we're hungry. I think it's okay to have a snack. So I think that we can close that window and like not have the late night snacking at night. I think that that is not really putting us forward, because it's kind of like you're already going to bed. You literally had a snack and then you went and you brushed your teeth. I think it's an easy way to kind of move forward with your discipline goals, because it's kind of like it's a small discipline that's of benefit to you. This is not some huge sacrifice. This is not something like, oh man, this is costing me thousands of dollars. Like, what am I going to do? This is going to financially ruin me. It's something that's kind of like, no, I don't feel like having a little snacky snack just because I'm watching, Love Island doesn't mean I need to be eating potato chips or snacking on cookies or ice cream or what have you. You kind of start to realize that like actually it's perfectly okay to like enjoy the show with like a tea. You don't need to be finishing and polishing off an entire bag of, insert whatever your favorite snack. Okay, so coming in at number 3, so not watching more than one episode at night. Yeah, especially if you've had like a long day, especially if you have like a 9 to 5. I feel like this is more common in the 9 to 5 type of lifestyle. Like when I was doing my 9 to 5, I watched so much TV. Like I would finish like work, I'd come home, I'd like make dinner, and then I'd get back to like lesson prepping or like doing work, and it was like so late into the night. It'd be like 9 or 10, and like it was just like everything to just like vegetate. Like I remember I was plowing through like The Office. I can't believe I was watching a show about being in the office while being in the office. Like I don't know, it's just like really dystopian. So like, don't get me wrong, like I totally get it. Work is so tiring. All you want to do is just watch TV after you come back from work. Like I totally get it. But if you're in your discipline era, I think it is your sign to not watch more than one episode. Time to stop with the binges. We don't need to be watching 2 episodes, 3 episodes, especially if these episodes are on the longer side, like an hour long, an hour and 15, or like 40 minutes. It really does add up, and you should be prioritizing getting some sleep or maybe reading something or just relaxing and getting ready to go to bed. All right, so coming in at number 4, recording your expenses. Oh geez, like what a tip. So I have a family member who doesn't file or record any of their expenses till like literally tax season, and they have like this huge pile of like receipts that they need to file, and they like dread it, and it isn't until like the deadline. I think like they have like a week left to like hand in stuff, and it's just like, why do we do this to ourselves? So I would highly recommend to get into the habit at the end of the week recording your expenses, or even better, what I do is actually the day of, I just record. That's like 1 or 2 expenses, and it's just like it makes life so much easier. So at the end of tax season or the end of the month, or when you're reviewing your finances and whatnot, you can just like look at the spreadsheet. You don't need to waste time clocking in, clocking out. A good habit to get into is keeping your finances in order, keeping the numbers straight, knowing what goes in, knowing what goes out, because I think that like it's just part of adulting. So coming in at number 5, if you're in a disciplined era, I would highly recommend reading some books. Reading books or listening to podcasts can be really useful, because you can absorb somebody else's life experience that took them like 10 years to gain, but you can learn that in an hour, and that is really time efficient, and all you need to do was like trade, I don't know, a day or 2 of your life to like accumulate that resource. So I really do think that reading could be really good for you. I also think that reading is something that's just like super enriching. I think that reading is so underrated. I actually heard from Alex Hormozy what he suggests if reading is like not easy for you, get the book and then like download the audiobook and like pair them together, so it kind of creates like a 2-in-1 kind of experience, and that is such a cool hack. But yeah, you could pair the two, and I think that's just like, or you could like do an audiobook while you drive to work in the commute. If the commute is like long, like 30 minutes, an hour, why not learn something useful, So coming in at number 6 is, on the flip side, don't get obsessed with self-improvement. If you're on a discipline series, I think it is good to kind of realize the nuance between like being happy with life and just like downright depriving yourself. No discipline series will ever last if you are hating the experience, if you are feeling deprived, if you're comparing your starting point with someone's after transformational photos. Like that's just not, it's not gonna be a fun ride, and your discipline journey is not gonna last very long if it's just like a miserable experience. So my recommendation would be like, see self-improvement as a tool, but at the same time, like just don't get obsessed with it. At the end of the day, the whole point was to be a better you, an improved version of you. Coming in at number 7, social media is media, consume it wisely. I'm not somebody who's gonna sit here and tell you like, oh my god, like social media detox and like never go on social media ever again. I feel like it's unrealistic. I know that there is a lot of people who don't consume media at all. I think it's becoming more and more common with the younger gen, where they're kind of like, they don't want to participate in that, because it is kind of mind numbing and very brain rot, if we're being completely honest. But I mean, if you do enjoy using social media, I don't think we need to villainify it. Social media at the end of the day is still just media. It's still just a tool. It really depends on how you use it. I've learned a lot of useful things from people who are ahead of me in life and have social media, and they give great tips, and I've learned a lot, and I literally have this community because of social media. So I don't think it's all necessarily evil, but I think it's a tool, and it is important to consume media wisely. So like, for example, I don't necessarily think scrolling on your phone for like 3 hours at night till like 1 in the morning is the way to go. That's probably not the vibes. Probably reduce your social media intake to maybe like, I don't know, 30 minutes a day. That would probably be healthier. Like, spread it out, scroll a little, and then call it a day. I don't think being on it for hours on end is healthy. I really do think that is the quickest road to like mental health issues. I mean, at number 8, getting your money shtick together. I definitely do think that one is slightly different from recording your expenses. I think recording your expenses is just kind of like keeping track of what's going on. I think getting your money stuff together is more kind of like forming new, better financial habits. And I think that like small daily changes is the way to go. So this could be kind of like realizing that like you don't need to buy everything you see in the store. That was a me problem before I became a minimalist. It's like, oh gosh, I want to buy everything I see in the store. I don't have that mentality anymore. For me now, I think about like, I could use my money and like I could like buy stocks, I could save my money, I could build up an emergency fund, and I'm just like a lot happier that way. Getting your money in order is like the whole combination of things, kind of learning to like open a Roth IRA or a TFSA depending on what country you live in, maybe learning about stocks, maybe learning about like investments, learning about mutual funds, learning about how the stock market works. Like, there's a lot of things you can do. Learning how how inflation works. There's a lot of money things that you could learn about economics. Like, it doesn't just have to be like about buying stocks necessarily. There's a whole world out there about like money, and I think like it's not about becoming like money obsessed necessarily, but it's just kind of like learning the rules of the game. It's easier to make better life decisions if you can understand how the rules are played. And I think also at the end of the day, like, life is a lot less stressful when you're not like worried and stressed about money. In that sense, I could definitely recommend to kind of figure out like, why am I wasting so much money? Why do I buy the things that I do? Learn about psychology of money. Like, am I trying to keep up with the Joneses, whoever the Joneses are for you? Why am I spending my money recklessly like this? I actually personally don't think you guys are very reckless with your money, given that I think most of you are minimalists. So I think some of you already are on that path. So if you are in a discipline series, I just want to say good job, keep it up. Yeah, it always pays off. Like, discipline in money always pays off. Okay, and number 9, the very last one, is health is wealth. So I think working out, and I obviously put this one at the very end because I think there's other things you can do. Everyone starts off the discipline series with like, go work out. I personally think between working out and eating healthy, if you wanted to like use this last tip to like start like a discipline journey, I actually think that like eating better is actually probably more efficient, is probably better. Like, if you started making better food decisions, eating a lot more vegetables, eating a lot like more meats and unprocessed foods, I think is a better use of like than working out, but you haven't really changed your diet. Personally, in my personal humble opinion, comment down below if you agree or disagree. I mean, like, for sure you can definitely eat poorly, and working out can definitely help, you know, make that more forgiving. You can definitely get away with more, like eating cake and pastries and whatnot, if you do work out. But I think at the end of the day, if the whole point was to like be healthy, to be disciplined, to be like moving forward in your life, I think a diet change is definitely a lot more useful. But both are great. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You can definitely start working out a little bit more, and you can definitely start making better, healthier food choices. And I think the combination of that will compound onto itself, and you'll definitely see progress. And for me, whenever I feel like I'm either like not feeling happy in my body or things could be different, I always just get on my running shoes, go for a little run, lift some weights, and make better choices when I eat. And in a couple weeks time, I'm already feeling a lot better. So my suggestion would be the two of them, health as well. Start working out and making better food choices. And honestly, your body is your temple, and it's the only thing that you live in. So I think it's important to take care of it. So thank you for coming along for the discipline series. I hope that you guys could have enjoyed. I'd love to read your comments, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.